You know, some people have wanted to know what are the real differences between like a fifth wheel frame and a Class A diesel pusher frame. Well, in front of me is not exactly the perfect comparison because this is definitely a more high-end Class A diesel pusher frame, but let's take a look at it since they have one in front of us that's all stripped down. Okay, so in front of me, you were looking at the frame used on an American coach motorhome. This is a Class A. This is made by Freightliner custom chassis frame. So this right here is pretty insane. And let's take a deeper look so you can kind of see the construction that goes into one of these. I would imagine the frame alone on one of these is well over $100,000, just to kind of keep that in mind. And that's not even talking about the engine that goes in the back or any of the other components to it. But we're looking at a 20,000 pound rated front axle. We're looking at I-beam construction, which the I-beams are insanely big on this thing. And this is probably one of the more premium frames that you can get on a Class A diesel pusher, aside from like Prevost or some of the other super high-end manufacturers that also build on a custom frame. But this, again, is a Freightliner custom frame. And you can see the thickness of the steel, the amount of steel that goes into this thing is absolutely nuts. They say it's the only chassis manufacturer to offer the ZF independent front suspension system. Same system used on luxury motor coaches. So American Coaches is a producer, I don't want to say a mass producer, they don't build tons and tons and tons, but they are a more quantity producer than, again, those super high-end luxury brands like Prevost and the other ones that you may have heard of in the past. But this is a really beautiful frame. You can see the main I-beam structure here runs right down the center, which opens up these huge cargo bays. Absolutely massive storage because of that. They say double thick floor effectively deadens interior noise. Redesigned oversized pass-through, 15% more basement storage, 25% more capacity. So you have all the structure right here on the side, the box structure, but again, that is one absolutely massive I-beam structure running down the center. And then it's all created in a more rigid fashion because of the rest of the structure that's supporting it on the outside, plus all the cross beams and reinforcements. This isn't welds, that's a sealant material. It's like a foam material, so they just paint over that when they're done. You can see the tag axles back here. This is going to have a steerable rear axle right here as well. So the tag axle, being its own single rear wheel, can actually turn. And then you have your dually setup right here. This is all on an adjustable air ride suspension, which can be raised and lowered. Dual side def fills, 150-gallon fuel tanks. So on this side you have your batteries for the engine, which is massive. There's a Cummins power plant. This is the CX-15. That is a beast of a diesel engine. And back here, you can see a little bit more of what's going on with this huge power plant. Again, the frame structure on this thing is absolutely insane. And I'm just guessing $100,000 for this. It may actually be a lot more than that. On the side, you have your radiator. This is a huge setup. Here's going to be your air filter. And the rear steering tag axle is actually called their Ultra Steer system. Reduces tire scrubs and curb to curb, and it reduces the turning radius by 17%. Has the V-Ride system, rated up to 24,000 pounds. What do you guys think? Check out the bolts right here that actually hold the structure to this portion back here. And the steel back here is insane. It's all like 1/2-inch thick steel or multiple plates of like 1/4-inch thick steel. Has a wash bay right here. But this is the type of frame that a lot of people really admire. And one of the reasons why a lot of folks move to Class A diesel pushers, because they give you a structure like this. Some of them, not all of them. There are a lot of Class A's that ride on a traditional I-beam frame, a traditional chassis. But when you're talking about these super high-end American coaches, you are talking about an RV that rides on a Freightliner custom chassis, which again is going to be a lot more custom in how it's built, and they can spec it out the way they want it for the type of build they plan on putting on it. Plus you have a tray up front here for a generator. So your big own-in generator would live up here, and you can actually slide it out the front of the coach and have access to it. And you can actually see that spot on the front of some of these motorhomes where that whole front assembly is trimmed over, but it ultimately slides out so you can access the generator. But very, very cool. I just wanted to make this short video kind of showcasing that frame because I tell you, it's pretty dang impressive. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again very soon.